where to stay in Accra. So I've been asked a lot of questions about where to stay in Cape Coast and Elmina and Accra, and so I thought I would make one video to share all the information with you all, because it is very important to know where to stay when visiting any city or country. It affects your experience a lot, and so I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite places that I have stayed at myself, so I can tell you firsthand if it's good or not, and also some recommendations from other people who have traveled to these places. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm a travel vlogger and tour guide based in Ghana, so let's get into it, Accra. First up is OSU, and there are quite a number of hotels around OSU. We have the La Palm Beach Hotel, which goes for $250 per night. The Movenpick Ambassador Hotel, which goes for $180 per night. Then we have the African Regent Hotel, which is $170 per night. There are a lot of hotels around OSU. That area is more of the business center and also where most of the tourists stay, so they have a lot of hotels around. But if you want something cheaper, you can go to areas like North Kanishi or Malata, and in those areas you can get a place to stay for as low as $30 per night. But I will say that if you're coming for tourism purposes, I wouldn't really recommend that you stay there because it's far away from the tourist sites. So if you want to stay close to the tourist sites, then I will recommend you stay around Osu or Labadi, and then we have Airbnbs. Still, Airbnbs are a bit cheaper than the hotels. You can get an Airbnb for as low as $40 per night. And I will say that most of the Airbnbs in Accra are located in the posh areas like Cantonments, Osu Labadi, even in areas like East Legon. Those are the areas you're going to find most of the Airbnbs in Accra, and there are some really nice ones with really cool designs. So if you're the type that wants to stay in a place that looks different from home, maybe a place with a different design, different culture, different vibe, then I think you should check out Airbnb because you're going to get that. And also, if you're coming with your family, it's better to book an Airbnb because in the hotels, sometimes the rooms are a bit small. So if you're coming with kids or something, then the Airbnb is perfect for you. And the great thing about the Airbnb is that you can cook your own food. You can save money and not eat out every single day, which can be expensive. So if you want to save money, then staying in an Airbnb will help you do that. Then we have guest houses. And I'll say that guest houses are more affordable than hotels. They don't have as much luxury as the hotels, but they serve the same purpose. You get a bed to sleep, and they can be as low as $60 per night. One example is the Whispering Pine Guest House, and that goes for $60 per night. Another one is Ava's Nest Guest House, which goes for $70 per night. There are a lot of guest houses around, so you can check online to see which one is perfect for you. And then we have the hostels. Hostels are really cheap, and they are good if you're traveling on a budget. And they are mainly occupied by backpackers. If you're someone who likes meeting new people, and staying in a hostel is perfect for you because you've meet a lot of new people, and you can exchange contacts and stuff like that. And one example of a hostel in Accra is the Coconut Grove, and that goes for $25 per night. And that is on the beachfront. If you want to stay on the beachfront and you want it to be cheap, then you can go for the Coconut Grove. But I will say that if you someone who is coming to chill and relax and maybe do some work and stuff like that, then I will recommend you stay in an Airbnb. But if you're someone who's coming to party, then I will recommend you stay around Osu. Next up is Cape Coast. For Cape Coast, I will recommend you stay around the Cape Coast Central Business District. In the Central Business District, you will find a lot of hotels. We have the Atlantic Hotel, which goes for $190 per night, the Cape Coast Hotel, which is $150 per night, and then we have the Best Western Plus, which is $170 per night. So these are the main hotels around Cape Coast, and they are all located in the Central Business District. And I will say that if you're coming to Cape Coast, you might want to stay around the Central Business District because most of the tourist attractions are around there. So you will find that most of the tourist attractions are far away from Cape Coast. And if you're staying outside the Central Business District, it will take you a long time to get to the sites. So I will recommend you stay around the Central Business District, and then we have guest houses. Cape Coast has got a lot of guest houses, and they go for as low as $30 per night. So if you want something cheap, then you can go for the guest houses. And I will say that the guest houses are equally comfortable as the hotels. They just don't have as many facilities as the hotels. One example is the Belladonna Hotel, which goes for $60 per night. The Unique Guest House is another one, and that goes for $50 per night. And then we have Airbnbs. Cape Coast also has a lot of Airbnbs, and they go for as low as $40 per night. I will say that most of them are located around the central business district. So if you want to stay in an Airbnb, I will recommend you stay around the central business district. Then we have Elmina. For Elmina, I will recommend you stay around the Elmina Lighthouse area. This is because the Elmina Lighthouse, the Cape Coast Castle, and the Elmina Castle are the major tourist attractions around Elmina. And so, if you want to stay close to the tourist attractions, then I will recommend you stay around the Elmina Lighthouse area. And I will say that around that area, you will find both hotels and guest houses. You won't find as much Airbnbs as you will find in Cape Coast and Accra around the Elmina Lighthouse area. We'll find hotels like the Elmina Beach Resort, which goes for $160 per night. Then we have the Elmina Bay Lodge, which goes for $60 per night. And then we have the Raphael Hotel, which goes for $70 per night. They said these are some of the hotels around the Elmina Lighthouse area. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with a friend, and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video.